Welcome to The Explainer. So today, we're diving deep into the story of a truly dramatic Superlega playoff semifinal between two absolute titans of Italian volleyball, Sir Safety Sousa Perugia and Gas Sales Blue Energy Piacenza. I mean, this was one of those matches that had it all. Unbelievable skill, pure drama, and moments that just left the commentators completely speechless. So let's get into what made this match so absolutely unforgettable. Okay, so let's set the scene here. This isn't just some regular season game. Not at all. This is a massive, high-stakes playoff semifinal. Winner moves on, one step closer to that championship trophy. The loser? They go home. The pressure is just immense. You can feel it.
On one side of the court, you've got Perugia. They're a powerhouse, a team built to dominate, a squad that carries this heavy weight of expectation. They expect to win, no questions asked. And on the other side, Piacenza, the gritty, tenacious challengers, a team determined to tear up the script and prove they belong.
Now, to really appreciate the insane level of play here, you gotta understand the weapons these guys are using. A huge one is the pipe attack. It's this complex, super explosive play from the back row. Keep your eyes peeled for it. It's a sign of a team that is just in perfect sync, a beautiful piece of volleyball choreography.
And that brings us to the first set, which was an absolute nail-biter from start to finish. It really showed off Piacenza's fighting spirit. I mean, they went toe-to-toe with the favorites and just refused to back down. They were trading blows, back and forth, neither team giving an inch. And it all leads to this moment. The score is locked, 25-25. Now in volleyball, you have to win by 2. So from here on out, every single touch, every breath, it's just critical. And with the pressure just cranked all the way up, Piacenza fights their way to set point. They have that one single point they need to take the set. The moment was right there for the taking, but they just couldn't seal the deal. An awkward pass throws Piacenza just a little bit off, and a team like Perugia, they pounce on that. A massive, perfectly timed block at the net completely shuts down the attack, and suddenly, Perugia has the chance to steal it. And you gotta understand, a block isn't just a point, it's a statement. It is the ultimate denial.
So here's the thing. Piacenza did all the hard work. They fought, they scratched, they clawed their way into a winning position. But in that one critical moment, they hesitated. And a team as clinical as Perugia will make you pay for that every single time. And that kind of missed opportunity, man, that stings. It's tough to bounce back from that.
So moving into the second set, Piacenza actually showed this little flicker of hope. They jumped out to a quick 2-0 lead, and for a second you're thinking, okay, maybe they've shaken it off, maybe they're right back in this. Well, that lead was a mirage, because then something just clicked for Perugia. They didn't just wake up, their defense came alive in a huge way, and they completely took over the match, flipping the whole dynamic on its head. And this is the moment right here. The moment everything changed. The commentators called it the walls of the dam bursting. And what that means is Perugia's block went from being good to being an absolutely impenetrable fortress. Psychologically, that's just devastating for the other team. This quote just captures that feeling perfectly, right? That sense of being completely suffocated. The Piacenza hitters were swinging for the fences, and they just found themselves with, like the commentator said, absolutely nowhere to go. Every single attack was just met by this wall of hands. And from that point on, the question wasn't if Perugia was going to win, it was just how dominant were they going to be finishing it. They had seized all the control, and there was no way they were letting go. It just became a nightmare for Piacenza. You know how players rotate positions in volleyball? Well, it got to a point where it didn't even matter who was up at the net. Against Perugia's relentless pressure, scoring even a single point felt like a monumental achievement. The dominance was just overwhelming. This wasn't a block here, a block there. No, it was a storm. As the commentators put it, the blocks were raining in, just one after another, systematically breaking down Piacenza's offense and, probably their spirit too. And that brings us to the very end of the match. Perugia's up 2-0. They have all the momentum, and now they're serving to seal the deal and end Piacenza's season. And who steps up to the service line to deliver the final blow? Of course, it just had to be him. You've got Wilfredo Leon, arguably one of the most powerful and feared servers on the entire planet, stepping up to the line to end it all. And he doesn't just get the point. He doesn't just win the game. He delivers a thunderous, perfect, untouchable ace. The ball hits the floor, and the match is over. Just like that. So what's the big takeaway here?
In a game that was defined by brutal power and these towering blocks, the final word was written with this moment of perfect, elegant skill. The commentator called it a little bit of poetry. And it leaves you wondering, right? In a sport of such raw power, what's the ultimate weapon? The giant wall that stops everything in its tracks? Or that one perfect, beautiful shot that nothing can touch?